The steel and engineering industry has stressed that growing the South African economy is the only way to address the country's woes. Industry role player SEIFSA has raised concern around the current impact of rolling power outages and logistic bottlenecks. SEIFSA CEO Lucio Trentini joins us for this conversation. Thank you so much, Lucio, and welcome to the AM report. First of all, the concerns around Transnet as well as Eskom. How have they impacted the steel and engineering sector as a whole?
Good morning, and good morning to all your viewers. And thank you for the opportunity. The challenges that we face as an industry have had a disastrous impact on our sector. Just to give you an idea, the metals and engineering sector is quite a strategic and important sector of the economy. This sector, which employs over 220,000 blue-collar workers, sits smack in the middle of our economy. There's 10,000 companies in this sector. And when this sector stutters and struggles to meet its commitments, the consequences of that are felt throughout the economy. The metals and engineering sector is a supplier and customer to major sectors around us, like, for example, mining, construction, manufacturing, agro-processing, automotive. So when our sector is beset with the challenges that you've highlighted, those effects are felt right throughout the economy. Just to give you an idea, 10,000 companies in our industry employing over 220,000 blue-collar workers. Its contribution to GDP is almost 3%. And the metal and engineering share of manufacturing as a percentage of GDP is about 17%. It's a 900 billion rand sector. It's a huge sector which has a major role to play in our economy. And if this sector is not meeting its true potential, and the consequences are felt throughout the economy. Load shedding, in a nutshell, has been the main growth killer in the last 2 years. And unfortunately, whilst there are positive things happening at a macro level, on the ground, particularly for those companies who don't have the deep pockets to put in alternative energy sources and arrangements, it's really tough days ahead.
Now, the call for economic growth in South Africa is not a new one. In what fashion is it being made this time around by SEIFSA, given that it's been decades in this country where we've seen weak growth, GDP, at a level that is unlikely to even create jobs or take the country's fiscal position forward?
You're absolutely correct. Growing the economy or fixing the economy is not something new. And we are adding our voice to the voice of many business federations and organizations that we deal with, for example, BUSA and others, the Chamber of Mines, the Business Unity South Africa, and so on and so forth. Insofar as SEIFSA is concerned, we've taken a strategic decision in the last 3 years that the only way that we can fix South Africa is to work as closely as you can with government, hand in hand, and entering into public-private partnerships in terms of addressing the challenges that we've identified at the commencement of this interview. We believe that this year is a very important year. We know that there's a general election underway. We know that we have wage negotiations in this sector. But we also know that load shedding, high inflation, geopolitical uncertainty, and a volatile exchange rate are some of the challenges that we need to deal with. And government has its hands on the levers that can make this industry and our economy a lot more amenable to business deciding to take decisions to invest in new plant and equipment and create much needed jobs. But that will only happen if there is confidence to do so. And we believe by working with government and their different ministries and departments, we can certainly make a contribution. Yeah. And do what needs to be done on an urgent basis, because time is running out.
And given that it is an election year, terms such as economic reform often come across as political rhetoric. Are you expecting anything different with a brand new series of South Africa and an electorate that is seeking the credibility and realism of economic transformation?
Yeah, look, as I've indicated, we are working very closely with government at different levels. We believe that there is a desire on the part of government to want to work with business. We believe that transformation is an important imperative that has to be addressed. But transformation, in our view, comes on the back of a growing economy. We have seen a degree of transformation in this sector, but we are far, far away from where it should be. And we are committed to meeting our objectives, but we have to grow the pie. We have to grow the economy. We have to create a business environment that is enabling, that encourages employers to plow money into the sector and to create new job opportunities and employment opportunities, which will then lead to greater transformation in our sector. We believe that we have the ear of government. We believe that government is prepared to work with business. We have been working very closely in terms of developing our Steel Master Plan, in terms of addressing key issues around transformation, around the issue of logistics and load shedding and so on and so forth. But these are major challenges, but they're not unsurmountable. They're not insurmountable. They can be addressed, but we have to do it on an urgent basis. And I think that insofar as our members on the ground are concerned, they want to see less talk and more action. And we absolutely are committed to meeting that objective and that goal in the short, medium and long term.
Lastly, Team South Africa will be led by the Finance Minister to the World Economic Forum, the session for 2024 next week. Talk to us about what it is that is expected from SEIFSA, business as a community in this country, where South Africa is still being touted as ripe and open for foreign direct investment.
Yeah, look, one needs to understand that business has the most to lose if all these systemic risks are not addressed. We are, as I've indicated, we are committed to entering into public-private partnerships. We believe that this offers a way forward out of the economic stagnation that is plaguing our country. There is still a long way to go before we have the necessary infrastructure and enabling policy environment that allows business to do what needs to be done. Business, as I've indicated, has the most to lose, but government has control over the levers of economic power through its ability to implement policies that facilitate growth and job creation. So we hope that government takes these concerns on board and continues to work with business to create an enabling environment that is conducive to investment. Through investment, we will create jobs. Jobs will lead to transformation, and through that we can grow the economy to the benefit of all the citizens who live in this country and work in our industry. And our industry, as I indicated, is a huge sector. Over 10,000 companies employing over 220,000 employees. We can make a major contribution if we create the right sort of business environment that is conducive to growth and economic stability.
Lucio Trentini, CEO at SEIFSA, they're talking to us about their call for greater and accelerated economic growth in South Africa being the only way that the country can face and tackle its woes.